In this video, I'll be ranking the 6 standard banner 5 stars to help you decide who to get from the 5-star selector. We'll be going over teams, weapons, and builds for everyone. At the number 6 position, Fadia. Fadia is a sustain and burst DPS that uses her skill to redirect damage from the player to the enemy she's linked to. It sounds strong on paper, but without one of her awakening effects that increases the enemy link to 10, it doesn't do very well in Beyond the Rails. Her burst puts her into the Lilith state, where she does a few attacks and restores HP, but she loses the state after she does all her attacks or the duration ends. Her best awakening depends on if you want to buff her sustain or her DPS, with A5 being the best damage option and A1 for sustain. Her best team is her Nova team with Haniel, Daffodil, and Aurelia, and she pretty much needs Daffodil to function properly. Her best weapon is her signature, which you can get for free by fighting the never-ending Arachne after the deal quest, and her best artifact set is the Tiny Big Adventure, which gives a 50% HP boost. Fadia without copies isn't strong enough for me to encourage you to get her, and I think you should only ever really consider her if you already also have Daffodil, but she still is a solid unit if you do like her. Moving on to number 5, Hathor. She's a burst DPS that relies heavily on her ultimate to do any real damage. Her ultimate uses stacks that she can generate from her skill and dodge counter to increase her attack and movement speed. One of her passives makes the reaction Remora very strong, as it gives 10% extra crit rate, but it's very team dependent. Her best team is Hathor, Zero, Haniel, and Edgar, and the lack of good Cosmos supports basically makes this her only team. Her best weapon is the Raging Flames from the Headless Rider boss, and her best set is the Street Boxer, which gives extra crit rate and Lakshana damage bonus, which is insanely strong early game. Her best awakening is A1, which helps her get stacks much faster and fixes her slow initial rotation. Hathor can be very viable with the right team and investment, but she's too team locked for me to recommend over other options. Number 4 is Daffodil. Daffodil is a quick swap character, and most of her damage comes from her Phantom Step after using her burst. She's mainly focused on break damage, and she performs much worse if the team isn't built around it. Her skill gets stronger based on how many support skills you used it, up to 2, so her rotation matters a lot more than other characters. If everything lines up, she can be very, very strong, but early game it's hard to consistently hit all of those conditions. Her best team is her Scorch team with Sakura, Baisang, and Haniel. Her best weapon is the Youthful Fantasy from the Black Tome boss, and her best artifact set is Diabolos, which gives chaos damage and resistance ignore. Her best awakening is A5, which adds extra break damage when enemies are affected by insight. Daffodil is the first 5-star I can comfortably recommend. She has good damage, solid versatility, and isn't that hard to build around. And I mean, let's be real, she also probably is the coolest looking one. Coming at number 3, Jiyuan. Jiyuan is a Blossom-focused DPS that can be used either as a main DPS or a sub-DPS. She focuses on applying her link, which is the damage over time effect, and her burst makes that damage significantly stronger. She's also used as a Blossom driver because her passive allows more Vita Buds on the field at a time. Her best team is Jiyuan, Zero, Mint, and Edgar. Best awakening is the A6, which gives a large damage boost to her burst damage, and her best weapon is the Reality Refuge. Her best set is the Fireflies and Forest set, which increases her crit damage and anima damage. Jiyuan is a strong and flexible option that works well in a lot of different teams, which makes her an easy pick for a lot of players, and myself included. Next up at number 2 is Baisang. Baisang is one of the best DPS characters in the game. He can self-sustain, group, and execute low HP targets, which is extremely powerful in Beyond the Rails. His kit revolves around building around stacks that empowers ult through basic attacks. He can execute enemies below 10% HP or 5% for bosses, which makes fights much easier with lower damage builds. His best weapon is the Camellia Society from the Serenity boss, and his best set is the Crimson Twin Butterflies, which gives incant damage and attack. His best awakening is A1, which increases skill damage and reduces cooldown, making his rotations much smoother. Baisang's best team is his Scorch team with Daffodil, Sakura, and Adler. Baisang is very strong, but also one of the more confusing characters. But if you understand how to use him, he's usually one of the best DPS options available at the moment. Finally, the best standard banner character in my opinion is Sakura. Sakura is a support, but her passives and burst make her just broken. Her first passive increases damage over time taken by enemies up to 100%, making her almost a necessity for most DOT teams. Her second passive provides defense shred after using her burst, also increases team attack based on her own base attack. She's also very versatile and works with multiple top DPS characters like Jiyuan, Baisang, Daffodil, and even Nonali. Her best team is a Scorch team with Daffodil, Baisang, and Adler. Her best weapon is Good Boy's Grand Adventure. Her best set is Speedy Hedgehog, which gives her a burst back faster and buffs the team's attack even further. Sakura is the best standard banner character in terms of value, but I wouldn't recommend getting her first. You should pick up a strong DPS character like Baisang, Daffodil, Jiyuan, or Nonali before her, and then grab Sakura after. Once you have a DPS, she's honestly a must-have for all accounts.